This is the second part of my video. I had to cut short the first part yesterday, and I'll include a link to the first part in the description of this video. Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family, and today I'll be talking about the line of succession and the talk that Prince William wants to remove Harry and his family from the line of succession. So enjoy part 2. We have to ask, is anything going to happen during Charles's reign, or is it going to be William waiting for his own reign to reshape the succession? Maybe Charles is holding firm, keeping Harry in the fold for family unity. The Succession to the Crown Act 2013 and the Act of Settlement 1701 are crystal clear. Changing the line of succession requires an Act of Parliament and agreement from the 15 Commonwealth realms. Well, if you bear in mind, Canada, Australia, New Zealand and the others have all experienced the negative side of Harry and Meghan during their visits, so I don't see that they would have a problem getting them to sign off on this bill. And if I remember correctly, when they went to all these countries, King Charles was pre-warning them about Harry and Meghan and asking them to sign off on something then. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was not giving them media coverage or not inviting them back. There was something, and I'll look into it again. So, what if this happens? What if William did convince King Charles and they somehow rallied Parliament? What would it look like? It would mean that Harry's alleged children would be out too, since their place in the succession flows through him. The line would jump to Prince Andrew, who's 8th in line, followed by his daughters Beatrice and Eugenie. So, let's not forget Andrew's own controversies. Would William really want to elevate that branch of the family? Some ex-users have even joked that William's plan could backfire, spotlighting Andrew instead of streamlining the monarchy. So, speaking of Andrew, he is a great example of why removing someone isn't simple. Despite his Epstein scandal and stepping back from duties, Andrew's still in the line of succession. And this is because there's no legal mechanism to remove someone just for being controversial. In fact, Harry has done worse than Andrew. Harry has, I'm pretty sure, committed out-and-out treason. Harry's situation, which is living abroad and criticising the family, isn't legally grounds for expulsion either. But I'd like to point out now, what about that time in his book where he admitted he wanted to kill his father? The monarchy is stuck with its rules, and short of Harry abdicating, like Edward VIII, he's likely staying put. But the gossip persists because it taps into a bigger question. What does it mean to be a royal in 2025? Harry's challenging the system, and William, as the future king, might see that as a threat to the monarchy's future. So let's go back to those historical parallels because they add fuel to the speculation. Edward VIII's abdication is the go-to comparison, but there's another case worth mentioning. Princess Margaret in the 1950s. Margaret wanted to marry Peter Townsend, a divorced man, but the church and government pushed back. She ultimately gave up the marriage to keep her place in the succession and royal status. Harry, in contrast, chose love and freedom over duty, marrying Meghan and leaving royal life. Some say William views this as a betrayal, echoing Margaret's era, but with a modern twist. The Express hinted in 2024 that William's frustration isn't just personal, It's about protecting the monarchy's image. If Harry's out here spilling tea, could that destabilise the institution William's destined to lead? Now let's get to these alleged children, because they are a big part of this drama. The talk that William wants them out of the succession has sparked heated debates. On one hand, they're just allegedly children, blissfully unaware of royal protocols. On the other, their titles, Prince and Princess, come with expectations. Harry and Meghan have said they want their children to have private lives, but keeping them in the succession means they're tied to a system their parents rejected. So this matters, even though most of us believe there are no children. Some sources, like Marie Claire, claim that William's worried about the long-term optics. What happens when Archie and Lily grow up? I mean, what will happen? How are they going to find stand-ins? Is William really worried about them having a possibility to be in line for the throne? However, there are others who feel that removing alleged children from the succession feels a bit harsh, even for palace politics. Ex-users are split. Some call it cruel, others say it's pragmatic. What do you think? So, let's talk about what's really at stake here. The talk about William and Harry isn't just about succession, it's about the future of the monarchy itself. William's preparing to be king in a world where relevance is everything. The royal family has been criticised as outdated, and Harry's exit didn't help. By allegedly pushing to remove Harry, William might be trying to draw a clear line. You're either in or you're out. But the risk is huge. Alienating Harry could deepen the rift, fuel more tell-alls, and turn public sympathy towards the Sussexes. King Charles, caught in the middle, seems to be playing peacemaker, but for how long? The Telegraph's 2024 report suggests he's delaying any big moves, perhaps hoping time heals the wounds. A little bit unrealistic, I would say. So where does this leave us? The laws say that Harry's staying in the succession unless Parliament rewrites history. I think it's about time it did, don't you? Historical examples show removals are rare and complicated. William's frustration, Charles's indecision and Harry's defiance is keeping the focus on the monarchy. But one thing is clear, this isn't just about titles or thrones. It's about family loyalty and what it means to wear the crown in a world that's watching every move. So, what's next for the House of Windsor? Only time will tell, but I think that it will surprise all of us, as I've been saying for years. So, thanks for joining me for this video, and if you liked this deep dive, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Should Harry stay in the succession, or is William right to push him out? So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.